Damn it, Hunter. What are you getting us into? What the hell are we doing?
Friends, welcome to your channel. We will start by reviewing one of the other movies called Falling. This movie not only reaches great heights, but also sinks into deep valleys. This makes The Fall a very unstable film that is still worth watching on the one hand, but certainly not a perfect and good film. Exciting and extreme works with unacceptable scenarios are the backbone of today's cinema. Therefore, we go to such a cinema to escape from the daily routine and boredom of the modern world, to forget our problems and watch a 100-minute show worthy of our time that entertains us. As a result, such works do not have to be good or masterpieces in the narrative sense, but they should be exciting. Because some of the best films of the survival subgenre revolve around bioengineered sharks, deep blue sea, giant snakes, anaconda, and crocodiles, creep. In the case of Scott Mann's Falling, the survival angle is about two friends trapped on top of a skyscraper-sized radio tower. The film Fall focuses on two best friends and mountaineers, Becky, Grace Caroline Carey, and Hunter, Virginia Gardner, who try to move again a year after a disaster. The two decide to climb the abandoned television tower B67 in the California desert to a height of 2,000 feet, which is almost twice the height of the Empire State Building. However, when the tower ladder shifts, Becky and Hunter find themselves trapped at the top of a platform. Unable to get help, they must test their skills and find a way to get down together. We as the audience are introduced to Becky, Grace Caroline Carey, almost immediately through a traumatic flashback. Once he was an avid mountaineer. Her passion is tested when her husband Dan, Mason Gooding, dies after a severe fall in a mountaineering accident. Then, exactly 51 weeks later, we see Becky adopt unhealthy ways to deal with her trauma until suddenly her best friend and budding mountaineer Hunter, Virginia Gardner, wants to stop it all. Take Hunter is an extreme sports blogger with thousands of followers on social media. He wants to get Becky to overcome her newfound fear and take on her biggest challenge yet, climb a 2,000-foot radio tower in the middle of the desert. One of his persuasive arguments is that they will finally be able to scatter Dan's ashes, so Becky can effectively make her last ascent, with a fond memory of the height in her mind for doing what she and her husband loved. But from the very beginning, director Scott Mann, who also wrote the screenplay with Jonathan Frank, is aware of the ridiculousness of this issue. Therefore, all the sequences seem to be designed to make the audience believe the poor decisions of the characters on screen without any logic. One of his masterpieces in this direction is the characterization of Hunter, knowing that in order for Becky as the viewer to be in an incredible life-or-death situation, her best friend must be an absolute nightmare. The Fall is a lot like 47 Meters Down, which means it's not what you'd call a great movie. So the question may arise, does that mean the movie is bad? Not exactly. Even when Carr's script falters, The Fall is still fun and terrifying. But this instability and these stumbles are caused by developments in the heart of a bad script that may leave you disappointed. If you've seen movies like 47 Meters Down or any other modern horror movie, you know that most of them will probably have one or several moments where the heroes face more obstacles. The Fall movie is also from the same category. Of course, this small film has holes in the script, but it is not a bad film in the technical part. For example, the use of practical effects and director Scott Mann's decision to film on location, though not in the actual tower, instead of a studio makes everything seem more real and makes the audience's eyes stare at seeing images with such a theme. The film's dizzying cinematography is also consistently suspenseful to anyone without the slightest fear of heights. Seeing it on a big screen will make you want to curl up in the fetal position early and stay there in fear. In the meantime, Scott Mann's direction and of course the work editing effectively increase the risk for the audience with each cut. Tim Despic's music may not be anything special either, but at least it does a decent job of getting the pulse racing. On the other hand, the performance of Grace Carolyn Carey and Virginia Gardner, along with their wonderful chemistry, makes the audience care about Becky and Hunter and really fear for their lives. Actually, both actors have shown brilliant performances compared to the small content of the script. With these interpretations, the last 15 minutes of the film is the most ridiculous part. This part of the film is, by a significant margin, the bloodiest, most brutal and most unnecessary part of the film. By the time we get to the inevitable conclusion, the film seems to be saying that the only way to get over a terrible trauma is to get over worse trauma, and that's unprincipled at best and downright disingenuous at best. Ending the movie like this is not just disappointing. It's maddening, because until then, The Fall has the makings of a tight and effective survival thriller. But unfortunately, the bad screenplay ends up pushing the whole movie over the edge and into the abyss of darkness. Final words: Fall is a thrill ride that will keep you on the edge of your seat. But its flaws make it an extremely ordinary and unstable work. What's good about the movie? Very dizzying cinematography and a decent soundtrack that will get your pulse racing at the top of this 2,000-foot tower with two climbers stuck up there. Negative point of the movie: bad script. I hope the content has been accepted by friends, thanks.